Greetings and welcome to my new calculus channel. I'm John Gabriel. So today I'm going to talk about emails I've been receiving. So I usually get a lot of emails, and I'd say that the majority of them are not very flattering. I'd say probably around 80% are really from bitter, angry, hateful people. But there are the 20% that are actually very nice to hear from. And those are the ones that I'm going to talk to you a little bit about today. So let's begin. Now, a few years ago, I received an email from a young lad who's studying at university, and let me read his email to you. It's one of the sort of good and bad ones, so to speak, because it's good from the point of view that he realizes the worth of my work, but bad from the point of view that he has to do so secretly. My father is a professional mathematician, and he's inspired me to learn math. I found your explanations much more satisfying than the bogus epsilon definitions he gave me. When I told my father about your work, he got really mad at me and said you were a well-known crank. He said that he said that he and his co-workers tried to get your channel shut down because they were annoyed with the misinformation you spread. He told me not to contact you or he'd punish me. I hope I can talk to you again in the future about math. So, unfortunately, I never heard from that poor lad again. So I hope that things went well for him. But it's pretty sad when somebody has to go to such lengths to express opinions. You would think that in an open society where ideas are cherished and opinions are good for the growth of mathematics and for pedagogy in general, which is vitally important, that the mainstream academics wouldn't try to censor those who speak up, like myself. And in this case, for this young man, it's a rather personal thing. Okay, I shouldn't have said young man because now it's a he, but in any event, I know it's a he because I know his name. So, on the other hand, I receive emails that are just completely toxic, emails trying to tell me that unless I change my speaking style or I do an about turn on the way I talk about mainstream, that things are not going to go well, threats, death threats, etc. But this morning I received a very wonderful email, and I'll post the entire email in the text or the details section as text of this video. It says, Dear Mr. Gabriel, I've again come back to your work, and each time I revisit it, I find myself discovering new ideas. This is truly some of the most enjoyable mathematics I've ever seen. And admittedly, I have become somewhat obsessed with understanding every aspect of the subject. I've studied your book, articles, and videos, trying to piece it all together. Having understood the central concepts long ago, I'm at this point more interested in the finer details, and not necessarily just the details of the new calculus, but some of the preceding mathematics that is ill-treated by the mainstream. So, okay, I'm already out of breath, so I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'll post it, and you can read the rest of it yourself. And what I wanted to say very quickly in this video is that there's still some delusional fools who think that I'm, paranoid and that I'm imagining conspiracy against me. No, I'm not imagining those things. They're actually happening. I have been conspired against. There's no doubt about that. They've tried to shut down my website at least 6 times they've shut them down. And even as I speak right now, they're working feverishly to take down whatever's left of my channel, whatever's left of my official new calculus site. So mainstream academics are vile, despicable reptiles, and I'll say that again. I hate them with a passion. And there is no way I can forgive them for what they've done to me. If I were bitter, I'd have every right to be bitter, but I'm not bitter. And what I'm saying here is that I think it's time for all those who are my enemies to reevaluate the way they look at me, because putting all their libel, their lies, and their despicable actions aside, I have given humanity mathematics that they've never known about. And I believe that I am one of the greatest mathematicians ever. And it's a shame that I'm not acknowledged except by the occasional email from some individual who's taken the effort and the time to study my great work. But there is a penalty to be paid for that. I have not shared the best of my ideas. And I probably won't, because there's no incentive to do so. I'm not recognized. I'm not rewarded. I gave the new calculus to humanity free of charge. And what did I get for it? Scorn, libel, lies, persecution. I'd be an utter idiot to share the rest of my knowledge with humanity. Well, I think I'll leave it at that and talk to you again sometime in the near future. This is a New Calculus channel, and my name is John Gabriel. Till next time, goodbye.